children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So today in this week we'll be learning the mathematics subject, and from maths we'll be learning about numbers today. Now, use of numbers in everyday life. Numbers are used immensely in everyday life, such as measuring the length of a small object, or as pencil, the distance between two given places, the weight of an orange, the weight of a ship, the amount of juice in a glass, and the amount of water in a lake. Now, what are these numbers, children? The numbers are what we use for counting things, right? Now, how do we use these numbers in daily life? These numbers are very much helpful because we can measure the length, or we can measure the weight, or we can measure the distance as well using these numbers, right? So, small lengths are measured in millimeters and centimeters. Small lengths as in the length of a pencil or something, okay? Okay, students, the small lengths are measured in what? Millimeters and centimeters. You know this, right? Meters is used to measure the length and distance. Meters is what we use to measure length and distance, right? So, small lengths are measured in millimeters and centimeters, while larger lengths are measured in meter and kilometer. Like when we go for purchasing clothes or something, clothes are sold in meters, okay? And larger lengths or larger distances, like a distance between two cities or distance between two states, right, those are measured using kilometers, right students? These millimeters and centimeters are used for measuring small lengths, and meters and kilometers are used for measuring larger lengths. Yes. Now let us see, the meter is a standard unit of length, and we define it as 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters, which is again equal to 1000 millimeters. Now, as I said, meter is the standard unit of length, right? Now 1 meter, what are they saying here? 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. Okay. Now again in that 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters. Again 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters. Yes students, see how it is we have kilometers, then we have meters, then we have centimeters, and then we have millimeters. Okay students, this is the hierarchy. Kilometers, meters, centimeters and millimeters. Okay. Now 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters, and 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters. Now when I say 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters, now 100 centimeters will become what? 100 centimeters will become 100 into each centimeter is 10 millimeters, right? So 100 into 10 millimeters. Understood children? 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters. Now when we say 100 centimeters, 100 into each centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters. So 100 into 10 millimeters gives us what? How do we multiply? 1 into 1 gives us 1, and then we have 1, 2, 3 zeros. So I'll write 3 zeros here. Understood students? What did I do? I multiplied the non-zero numbers 1 and 1. 1 ones are 1, and then I counted the number of zeros and wrote them here. 1, 2, 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3 zeros. Yes. Now what will this answer be? 1000 millimeters. The unit is very much important. We should write millimeters. Now 100 centimeters is equals to 1000 millimeters. Now again, as we know, 100 centimeters is equals to what? 100 centimeters is equals to nothing but 1 meter. So 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters, which in turn 100 centimeters are equal to 1000 millimeters. Is this clear students? How did we find out? 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters, and as 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters, these 100 centimeters become 1000 millimeters. And also, as I said, you remember the hierarchy, right? Kilometers, meters, centimeters and millimeters. So we'll learn about kilometers now, the top one. 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. 1 kilometer is what? 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. Okay? Kilometers is equals to 1000 meters. Here this is 100 not 100 students, 1000. Okay, now again, now this is equals to 1000 meters, right? When if I want to convert this 1000 meters into, let us say, centimeters, okay, 1000 meters into centimeters, how will we do it? We know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. Then 1000 meters is equals to how much? Will be equal to 1000 into 100. 1000 into 100 centimeters. What will the answer be? Multiply the non-zero digits. 1 ones are 1 and then count the number of zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let us keep 5 zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters. Yes, students? Yes. So 1000 meters when converted into centimeters, we get 1 lakh centimeters. Okay. 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters or 100,000 centimeters. Now if I convert the same, 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. And if I convert the same 1000 meters into millimeters, we know that 1 meter is equals to 1000 millimeters, right? 1 meter is equals to 1000 millimeters. So 1000 millimeters will be 1000 meters, 1000 meters will be 1000 meters into 1000 millimeters, which is equals to the non-zero digits. 1 ones are 1 and then we have 6 zeros here. So simply copy 6 zeros. This will give us, what is this, students? This is 10 crores. This is 10 crore millimeters. Understood? Now if you simply remember this, this 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters and 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters and 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. Okay, students? See, first we have kilometers, then we have meters, then we have centimeters. So, I'll write 1000 here, then I'll write 100, then I'll write 10. Okay, in the decreasing orders, I am decreasing 1 0. This is the hierarchy, right? Kilometers, meters and centimeters. So thousands, hundreds and tens. Now I'll write meters here and I'll write centimeters here, and after centimeters we have millimeters. Understood, students? 1 kilometer is equals to 1000. What comes after kilometers? Meters. Yes, 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. Now when it comes to meters, 1 meter is equals to 100. What comes after 100 meters? Centimeters. So 100 centimeters. Now 1 centimeter is equals to, again decrease 1 0 from 100, we have 10. After centimeters we have millimeters. So 10 millimeters. Understood, right? First write the hierarchy, which is, which is 1 kilometer, then we have 1 meter, then we have 1 centimeter, and then we have millimeters. What should you do? First you can start from 10 and then go till 1000, or you can start from 1000 and go come down till 10. Okay, whichever way is convenient for you. Now we know that meters comes after these, meters comes after kilometers, so we'll write meters for kilometers, and then centimeters come after meters, so we'll write centimeters for meters, and millimeters come after centimeters, so we'll write millimeters for centimeters. Just write the immediate. Okay, you can write the hierarchy from top. See, in this side we are leaving the millimeters and in this side we are leaving the kilometers. Understood, students? Kilometers, meters, centimeters, millimeters. Again, you write from top, okay, one place above. Kilometers, meters, centimeters, millimeters. Then as I said, 1000, 100 and 10. Now this and this will be gone. This millimeters will be left here and kilometers will be left over there. Now this is how you can remember the values of kilometers, meters and centimeters. I hope this was clear. And just like we've learnt about meter for length, the standard units for weight are as under. You whenever you go for grocery shopping or you go to a local kirana to get something for your mother, what will you in what quantity will you get it? You will get it in either kilogram, or you will say 500 grams, or right? So half a kilo or 1/4 of a kilo or 1 kilogram, right? So these grams are the standard. Okay, grams are the standard units of weight, and in the same way we have liters for volume. When I say liters, like the best example can be when we buy cool drinks or any such drinks, we buy it in liters or milliliters, right? We get a liter bottle or a 500 milliliter bottles. Yes, so those liquids are measured in terms of volumes, and those are measured. The standard unit for volume or capacity will be liters. Okay, okay, now see, there is a similar, what did we learn for meters? We learned that we have kilometers, meters, centimeters and millimeters, right students? Yes, in the same way for grams and liters we have kilograms and milligrams, and for liters we have kiloliters and milliliters. Okay students, there are no centigrams or centiliters for grams and liters. We simply have three here: kilos, grams and milligrams. Kiloliters, liters and milliliters. Now again, when it comes to kilogram, what did we learn? 1 kilogram is equals to 1000 grams. In the same way, 1 kiloliter becomes 1000 liters, and 1 kilometer also becomes 1000 meters, right? First we learnt about meters. 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. In the same way, 1 kilometer liter becomes 1000 liters. 1 kilogram becomes 1000 grams. Okay students, and next we have millis, right? What did we learn? 1 meter is equals to 1000 millimeters, right? So in the same way, 1 liter will be equal to 1000 milliliters, and 1 gram will be equal to 1000 milligrams. Is it clear students? The same numbers are applied to all the units of measurement here. I hope this was clear. Yes. Now let us solve an example. A tin of biscuits has 14 kgs of biscuits. Express the weight in milligrams. Okay. A tin of biscuits has 14 kgs of biscuits. Express the weight in milligrams. Now, first what should we do? What are they saying? One tin has 14 kilograms of biscuits. We should convert it into milligrams, right? But before directly converting kilograms into milligrams, what we should do is first convert kilograms into grams, and then those grams can be converted into milligrams. Why is this? Because we know that 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams and 1 gram is equals to 1000 milligrams, right? Now we know the grams, we know these relations. So we'll move forward in the same way. First kilograms will be converted into grams, and again these grams will be converted into milligrams. Now when I say 14 kgs, what do we know? We know that 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams, right students? 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams. Now what will 14 kilos become? 14 kilos will become this 14 into, what is 1 kilogram equal to 1000 grams? So 14 into 1000 grams. Understood? 14, just like when I say 1 pen is equals to 2 rupees, then 14 pen, see 1 pen is equals to 2 rupees, Then 14 pence will be equal to how much? Yes, 14 into the cost of each, 2. Yes, in the same way, 14 kilograms is equals to 14 into 1000 grams. The answer will be, multiply the non-zero digits. 14 ones are 14. Then we have 3 zeros. So I'll write 3 zeros here, grams. Okay students, yes, 14 kilograms is equals to 14,000 grams. We got this, 14 kilograms is equals to 14,000 grams. Now we'll convert these grams into milligrams. We know that 1 gram is equals to 1000 milligrams. Am I right? Yes, 1 gram is equals to 1000 milligrams. Now 14,000 grams is equals to how much? This 14,000 into, again each gram is equals to 1000 milligrams. So into 1000 milligrams. Now how will we multiply this? Multiply the non-zero digits. 14 ones are 14. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. So I'll copy 6 zeros here. I'll copy 6 zeros here. And then what is the unit here? The unit is milligrams. What answer did we get? 1 crore 40 lakh milligrams. Right student? 14 kilograms is equals to 1 crore 40,000 milligrams. How did we get this? First we converted the kilograms into grams and then the grams were converted into milligrams. Yes? Yes, you can do it that way, or simply what you can do is, we know that since 1 kilogram is equals to 1000 grams and 1 gram is equals to 1000 milligrams. So in total directly 1 kilogram will be equal to 1000 into 1000. See, 1 kilogram is equals to first 1000 grams, so 1000, and then again each gram is equals to 1000 milligrams, so into 1000 milligrams. The total will be, the product will be 10 lakhs milligrams. 10 lakhs milligrams. So when we multiply this with 14, we get our 1 crore 40 lakhs milligrams. Okay students, I hope this was clear. What was it? It was the conversion of kilograms into milligrams. 14 kilograms into milligrams. The next question we have here is, the population of Rajasthan is 5 crore 64 lakhs 73,122 of, again, of Goa. Of Goa here means population of Goa is 13 lakhs 43,998 and of Karnataka is 5 crores 27 lakhs 33,948. What is the combined population of the three states? What are they asking? They are asking us to find out the combined population. When I say combined or when I say a combination, what do we mean? We mean that mixing them or adding them together. So what should we do here to find out the answer? We should add both the all the three populations together. First, population of Rajasthan, then population of Karnataka, and then we have the population of Goa here. Now what are we going to do? We are going to add. We are going to find out the total population. When we add all these three numbers together, again how do we add? First, sorry, let me write the numbers here. It will take a minute. 958, and then see students, it is always, if you observe the numbers here, we are having crores as the highest place value, right? We are having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 digits here, but here we are only having 7 digits. So we'll start writing this number from the right side first. 8, 9, 9. Then we have 3, 4, 3 and 1, right? See, there in crores place, Rajasthan and Karnataka have 5, but Goa has 0. So it is better to, so this is also an important point to note down while adding. We should add the same place values, okay? I cannot add this 1 which is in 10 lakhs with 5 which is in crores. Understood students? 1 is in 10 lakhs and here 2 is in 10 lakhs. So I can add 1 and 2 together, but not 1 and 5 which is in the crores place. Now when I write these numbers like this and find out the total, the answer will be 11 crores 5 lakhs 51,078. Understood, students? Yes, the combined population we got by adding up all the given populations. I hope this was clear. Yes, moving on to the next question. What must be added to 34 lakhs 52,629 to make it equal to 6 crores? What are they asking? What should be added to this number 34 lakhs 52,629 to make it equal to 6 crores? We are having this number here. Let us say this is x. Okay, for sorry, I will not write it as x. 34 lakhs 52,629 and I have to add some number which I don't know, and the answer should be what? Should be equal to 6 crores. How do we write 6 crores, children? I'll tell you. Okay, write the place values: ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, lakhs, 10 lakhs and crores, right? 6 crores. So I'll write 6 in the crores place value. Okay, 6 in the crores place and all the remaining places will be filled with zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, students, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 followed by 7 zeros will become our 6 crores. Yes, so this is how you write 6 crores. Even if you don't know how to write 6 crores in numbers, like how many zeros will come after 6, you can do this. Write the place values and then write 6 in the crores place and fill up the remaining places with the digits zeros. That was how to write 6 crores. Now coming to the question, now here there are two big numbers, right? If you I'm saying what you say, a method of how to understand what to do with the question. Okay, now simply replace these two big numbers with some small numbers like 4 and 6. Okay, 4 and 6. What must be added to 4 to make it equal to 6? Okay, students, what must be added to 4? What must be added to 4 to make it equal to 6? Now how will you find out? You will say 2 when we add 2 to 4 we will get 6. Yes, after when we add 2 to 4 we will get 6. Now what is another way to find out this 2? How do we get this? We get this by subtracting 6 and 4. Yes, students, 2 is nothing but 6 minus 4. So we got this number, that is we got the number by subtracting the given two numbers. Right, students? Yes. In the same way, in the question we have 34 lakhs and 6 crores. So when we subtract both these numbers, we'll get our required number. Yes, yes. Now what will our required number be? 5 lakhs, 5 crores 65 lakhs 47,371. Yes, students. And again, as I said, with addition, the place values are very much important. So in the same way for subtraction also, first let me write 6 crores. Let me write 6 crores here. Okay. Sorry, my handwriting is not clear. I'll write here 6 crores. 6 followed by 7 zeros. Here there is a mistake here. 2 more zeros should be there. Now coming to the next number, 34 lakhs. 34 lakhs. So here the highest place value is crores. Yes, but here it is 10 lakhs. So what can you do is, this is the 10 lakhs place in 6 crores, right? Yes. So you can start writing the number from here. 34 lakhs 52,629. Or simply you can start writing each digit from the right corner. You start writing the number in the reverse order. First write 9, then 2, then 6, then 5 and 2. Okay, students? So this is very important. We should remember that 10 lakhs, both the digits which we are subtracting should be from the same place value group. Okay, I suppose you all know how to do the subtraction, right? Yes. Now when we subtract these two numbers, we get the answer as 5 crores 65 lakhs 47,371. When this number is added to our 34 crores 52 lakhs 621, we'll get the answer as 6 crores. We'll get the answer as 6 crores. Now what happens in exam is, in exam or while you are doing the homework, what happens students is you'll get doubt, right? You will be doubtful like whether the answer I got is correct or not. Now how to check whether the answer we got is correct or not? See, if they are saying when we add the number to this 34 lakhs, the answer should be 6 crores, right? So let us see what do we get by adding these two numbers. The answer we got and the number in the question. 5 crores 65 lakhs 47,371 plus again 34 lakhs here. So I'll write it in the lakhs place. 34 lakhs 52,629. When we add here we get 10 and again 7 plus 2 plus 1 becomes 10. 631 becomes 10. 721 becomes 10. Then 541 becomes 10. Again 541 becomes 10. 631 becomes 10. 5 plus 1 becomes 6. Yes, the answer we got is again 6 crores. So when we added our answer and the 34 lakhs, we got the sum equal to 6 crores. So we can say that the number we got is our correct answer. Okay student? In this way you can verify your answer as well. Moving on to the next example. There are 785 students on roll in a residential public school. If the annual fee per student is 62,606 rupees, what is the total fee collected annually by the school? Now we have two numbers in the question. One is 785 and the other is 62,606. Yes students, yes. Now what are they saying? What is this 62,606? It is the fee paid by each student, per student. See, whenever they say you that in the question, whenever the words like per student or each and they are asking us to find out the total amount, what we should do is we should go for multiplication. Again, if we same replace these big numbers, big values with small numbers, like say there are 7 students in the school who pay 6 rupees each. Now what is the total fee collected by the school? How will you find out? 7 into 6, 42, right? Just like if one pen cost 6 rupees, how do we find out the cost of 7 pens? 7 6 are 42. Yes, in the same way, even for the given question, what should we do? We should multiply the fee paid by each student into the total number of students. Now this will give us the total fee collected by the school. Remember, right? The fee per student or per each, when such words are given in the question and we are asked to find out the total, multiplication is used. How will we write the solution, students? First, we'll write the information given in the question. We have two pieces of information here. One is the annual fee of one student. The annual fee of one student is rupees 62,606. And the other piece of information is the number of students. So number of students is equals to 785. Now what should we find out? The total fee collected. So the total annual collection of fee will be equal to what, students? Yes, these 62,606 multiplied by 785, and the answer will be 4 crores 91 lakhs 45,710. You know how to do the multiplication, right, students? Okay, 62,606 into 785. Now how do we multiply this? First we start from the right hand side. We have 5 here. So we'll multiply each digit with 5. 5 6 are 30. So 3 will be carried here. 5 zeros are 0. We have 3. 0 plus 3 becomes 3. Then again 5 6 are 30. We'll write 0 here and 3 will be carried. 5 2s are 10. 10 plus 3 becomes 13. 10 plus 3 becomes what? 13. So again 3 will be written here. 1 will be carried. 5 6 are 12. 12 plus 1 becomes, 5 6 are 30. 30 plus 1 becomes 31. My bad, sorry. 30 plus 1 becomes 31. So this was 5 into all the digits. Now the next digit is 8. Now before multiplying the next digit with the given number, we should put a cross mark here. We should leave a place, right? Yes. Now coming to the 8. 8 6 are, what is 8 6 are? 8 6 are 48. Yes. So 8 will be written here and 4 will be carried. 8 zeros are 0. Again 0 plus 4 becomes 0. Again children, be careful and write the digits in their respective places only. 8 6 are again 48. 8 here and 4 carried. 8 2s are 16. 16 plus 4 20. 0 here and 2 carried. 8 6 are 48. 48 plus 2 50. I'll write the 50 here. Yes. Again moving on to the last digit 7. Now we have to put another cross mark here. Another cross mark. See, first we put it in the first place and now we are putting it in the second place. 7 6 are 42. 4 carried. 7 zeros are 0. Again 0 plus 4 becomes 4. 7 6 are 42. 4 carried. 7 2s are 14. 14 plus 4 18. So 8 here, 1 carried. 7 6 are 42. 42 plus 1 43. Oh, I'm sorry. What I wrote here is not visible. Yes, but don't worry, we have the working here. So when we multiply these two numbers, and then what should we do? We should add all these three. We should add all these three. Now how did we get this? We got this by multiplying 5 with the whole number. And the second line we got by multiplying 8 with the given number. And the third line we got by multiplying 7 with the given number. Now when we add all these together, the answer we get is 4,91,45,710. Yes students? Yes. Moving on to the next problem. Find the number of pages in a book which has an average 207 words on a page and contains how much? It's better to keep commas. 2,01,411 words all together. What are they saying? They are saying on one page we are having, on each page we have 207 words and there are 2,01,411 words in total. Now how many pages does the book have? How will we find out students? Yes, we find out by dividing the total words with the number of words on a single page. Yes, the total words with the number of words on the single page. Now when we divide both of them together, you know how to divide, right students? Yes, what do we do? This is the dividend, this is the divisor. 207 is the one which is dividing, right? So 207 becomes the dividend. 2,01,411 becomes the divisor. 973 becomes our quotient and 0 becomes our remainder. Yes students? Yes. So how did we find out? We divided the total number of words with the number of words on a single page to find out the total number of pages in a book. Okay students, now moving on to this part where I'll be giving you homework problems. Okay, I'll give you 3 homework problems. Try solving these at your home after the class And don't worry, I'll give you the answers tomorrow. In the beginning of the class, I'll give you the answers and explain how it is done. You can cross check whether the answers you got are the correct ones or not. Okay. The first question is, convert 800 kilometers, 250 meters, 45 centimeters into centimeters. As a numeral in the Indian system, it is dash. Now first what we have to do, we should convert this whole number into centimeters. It's in kilometers, meters and centimeters, right? So all of those should be converted into centimeters, and then the number should be represented as a numeral in the Indian system. Okay students, this is quite easy. I hope you get the correct answer. The second question is, a shopkeeper had rupees 12 lakhs with him. He placed an order for 55 air conditioners at rupees 20,825 each. Now what will the amount left with him after the purchase? Understood? He had some amount with which he placed an order for 55 air conditioners pricing 20,825 rupees each. Now after he pays for the amount, what will he be left with? What will be the amount left with him after the purchase? Okay students, here we have to use both multiplication and then we have to subtract. Okay, yes, multiply and subtract. Moving on to the last question. Akash sold 144 refrigerators at rupees 9,725 each. From the money, he bought 150 TV sets. Find the cost of each TV set. Okay, he sold 144 refrigerators at 9,725 each, and he got some lump sum amount. With that amount, he bought exactly 150 TV sets. Now what we should do is find out the cost of each TV set. Okay students, I hope this was clear. Today's class was clear, and I hope you will do the homework problems and you will get the right answers as well. I'll tell you the answers tomorrow. Okay, yes. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for